Hello, everyone. This is Wasif. I just wanted to share my experience on multiple platforms. A lot of people buying right now online stores, and this might help you with um, your online purchase. You could be a buyer, you could be a seller. It doesn't matter at this point. It's just about how to deal with uh, in a transaction that you do without actually seeing the person. And like a lot of people behave differently when you are in front of them versus when you are actually not in front of them. You're behind the keyboard screen and distance. So um, anyway, so I had few experiences. Uh, Normally, I stick with known platforms and or work with that, and I don't go on new websites because there's always a chance of getting a bad experience or a scam. So you like just like you pick up a store and you go there all the time, like in brick and mortar stores, and they are like your regular stores. Same way online stores become your regular. You understand their policies, you work with them, you just feel comfortable with that. And there's a reason why people do that, and it's just not like um, their policies um, describe what kind of business they are. So, as being in business myself, and I'm doing retail, I mean, I want to be that person that people trust and come back to me, and I mean, it all depends on how I actually treat my customers. I have had quite a bit of retail experience, so it's not about always about making money. It's always about standing behind your mistakes. So I'll share you a few stories so you can decide how I handle it. Maybe you can advise me if I should have done something differently. Of course, it has to be rational. I'm not going to listen to somebody who just said like this. That won't make sense. It has to make sense, and it has to help grow the business. It shouldn't be a decision based on just like ego or something like that. Okay, so first experience was this is as a buyer. I went to a website called Banggood. It's a Chinese website, I believe. I mean, they deal with Chinese products. I believe they're uh, American company, but they're literally dealing with Chinese merchandise. So they're basically a middle person between the sellers and uh, the buyer. And they manage the policies and all the stuff. So I gave them a shot. The price was good. I ordered a few things. Um, One item uh, was shipped, so it was literally on the boat. So it took long time, which was okay. I understood that before going in there. The second item I ordered was actually what you call um shunt, basically capacity tester. It was a nice product. I ordered a whole bunch of them, and it was a decent size order. It was not bigger order, but it was decent order. So I ordered it, and after 2 weeks, I got the Banggood website saying that there's an issue with the my order, and they're working with a seller. And I said okay. And then after that, they said, you're gonna have to cancel that. The product was discontinued, so I canceled it. Now I never received the refund, which is surprising. First, they had the item listed, then it was out of stock, and they told me to cancel, and I canceled, and I never received a refund. I tried to reach out to their website or tech support, and I got the bot. So I was talking to a computer with pre-programmed replies, which I followed, and I want to talk to human, but they did not do that, which is fine. Then eventually I got the human, and his response was, "Your refund was approved." Okay, and I said, "Okay, where's the money?" And he said, "Well, it was approved recently, so it will take some time." I said, "Okay." So I gave them a week, and after a week, nothing happened. And I was like trying to go through the same system, but no human responded this time. So I said, okay. I mean, they're ignoring me now, which is not good. I mean, I understand what's going on. They were in the middle, and they basically gave my money to the seller to get the product, and they made their commission, but they didn't have any control over the transaction, as the seller said, I don't have the product. So he took my money and he literally ran with it. And they, instead of taking my sign and standing behind me, they literally ignored me as a buyer. Don't think that's a very good thing to do. And I basically reached out to my uh, PayPal account, where which I use to order the product, and the PayPal literally uh, within 2 days resolved the issue and voted in my favor. So they basically realized they had a product, they ran out, they said they will refund it, they never refunded me, and PayPal said, okay, that's it, you get your money back, you're good, uh, which was fine. And then I went, because I had another order with Banggood. I went in trying to log in and I couldn't log in. So I realized that they canceled my account on Banggood just because I tried to get my money. And when they were not willing to give me my money, I went to PayPal. So they didn't like that option. They didn't want me to do that. So they canceled my account, even though I had another order that I was worried about coming in. And luckily, the same day, my other order came in. I haven't checked the product, but I received it, so that's good. So this is not a good way to deal with customers. Uh, it was their mistake. The seller that they have on the website didn't provide the products, and uh, they took my money. And instead of making good with me, they ignored me, which is not the way it's supposed to be done. So if you are selling a product, first of all, getting in middle of something like that, you should have some kind of escrow. You should never give the money to the seller before, like Amazon does. When you are selling on Amazon, they basically hold the money from the buyer for 30 days. So if there's an issue with the product that a buyer has purchased, they have the money to refund it. So the seller only gets it after the 30 days, which is fine. If you are selling good products, you don't have any problem with that. But Amazon can return things for no reason, and that's their policy. And that's I mean, if you're selling new products, it won't matter. But if you're selling used product, it will probably matter a lot, because a lot of people will find little things wrong and then will return it. But with new products, it's really hard. But even new products get returned, and they don't have to do anything. You say, I don't want it, and that's it. You don't get your money. You get the used product now that you have to get rid of, which is kind of strange. All right. So talking to this, so of course I'm not going to go back to that website again anymore, because it makes no sense to deal with people who don't um, provide buyers protection. I mean, especially when there are other platforms that actually do provide protection, um, like I mentioned, Amazon and eBay. So that is one experience. Then the second experience as a seller, I was it's multiple experiences. I have recently had three different types of customers issue on my eBay account. And remind you, I have 1,300 plus feedbacks, and all positive, nothing, no issues, because I communicate with my customers. If they have an issue, I resolve it. So anyway, woke up today, found out that I have a negative feedback. Checked the comment. What he said is the video card I sold had issues and hangs, and this guy bought it in November 20th. So he had 30 days to test the product. If there's any issue, he could have mentioned that to me, and I would have taken it back. Like eBay, you return it, and I would have refunded him the money, even though I checked it before shipping. So I highly doubt there was an issue with the card. He just, for whatever reason, he just wanted to leave a negative feedback, because once I got that, and he never communicated anything that there's an issue with a card or tried to get his money back, which is strange. That, that's the first thing I would want to do if I buy a card that's defective. But instead, I he went just complained on feedback. It's kind of like he was trying to hurt my business. So whatever his motive was, but he did not communicate. And I tried to reach out to him after that, and I asked him, why don't you let me know if there's an issue with the card so I could do the return? And he never responded. So, and he has 66 feedbacks. So it's not like he doesn't know how to handle the account. So he definitely knows. He just wants to be mean, and he's making up something that hurts my business, because the person who buys stuff and they read my feedback, they will see that I have sold a video card with issues, and which is not true. And if it was true, he should have returned it, and there would be no negative issue. Like, if you buy something from me and it's defective, or I missed something, then I will refund your money, and that's about it. So anyway, that still sticks. I told eBay about it, and they haven't done anything, but there's nothing I can do about it other than that fact that, you know it happens. It's bound to happen when you are selling so many things. You will get some people like that who don't know how to communicate and will buy stuff, and whatever the reasons are, later on they will leave a negative feedback. All right, and there was another uh, customer who bought a Roomba, the automated vacuum cleaner. Uh, Very nice product, and I sold it for like 89 bucks, so it wasn't really that much. And she seemed like an older person, and she said, I'm very upset at the Roomba you sold me. It runs for 15 minutes and then shuts down. And she made an angry face thing, and I was like, oh, okay. I mean, I could have gotten upset or gotten angry at her. I said, well, you bought a used automated vacuum cleaner for a great price, and it came with a used battery. And if you wanted a new battery, you should have bought the new uh, vacuum cleaner, which is a lot more expensive. I mean, about 250 plus. And then I went further and I said, well, if you want, you can change the battery on it, and they're inexpensive. They're not very expensive. You can just buy it and replace it. And I sent her the email, and she responded to me and she said, oh, I can do that. I didn't even know. So she instantly calmed down, because I was calm. I responded to her in a very calm manner, and it was pretty silly to read somebody say that the vacuum cleaner did work. She admitted it. 15 minutes is a long time for an automated Roomba. I don't know how many hours, I mean, how many minutes she wanted, but maybe 30 minutes. But the thing is that she could do that. She didn't know. So once I told her that she had the option to get the battery, she immediately apologized and said, oh, thank you. I'm sorry for getting upset at you. I ordered the battery, and that's her. That's it. That was it. Uh, issue was resolved immediately. Um, and if she said, I want to return it, because I said, if you want to return it, you can return it. It's not a problem. But I can't make a used battery work like new. It just doesn't work that way. But anyway, so she was happy. So that was one. And then there was another guy who, now this was genuinely my mistake. I was listing it, I was listing multiple items and I wasn't paying attention. I believe I clicked somebody else listing like similar to this product, and I didn't realize that this guy was trying to sell two products and only had one. So anyway, I took the pictures and everything and didn't pay attention, and this guy came back with me once he purchased and received my item. It wasn't that expensive. It was only $23, $24, uh, including shipping, and it was the what you call the heated pillow, um, brand new, and I shipped it, and he was like, "Where's the second one?" and I looked in the listing, and it did say of one of two. So, uh, so the listing had a mistake, and I apologized to him, and I said, "Sorry, I did not realize that. I'm not sure where it came from. If you want to return it, I'll gladly give your money back." So he didn't say anything for a week or so, and then today his response came in, and he said, "Well, I want you to split the price of the item. I'm okay with the shipping, or split the price." And so I believe, I, as I understood it, he said, just discount me the whole amount you charge me for the product, and I'll pay the shipping. Which I said, no, I will give you half of the price because you were expecting it to. The shipping is based on the weight, so I can't really do anything about it. There's nothing. You paid just for the item more because was mistake said two and you got one. So I gave him half the price. He paid $13.90 for the item, so I gave him $7 off. And then his response came in, and he said, "Well, that's what I was asking. So thank you." I said, "Okay, thank you for your business." And immediately after that, I got a positive feedback from him. Now, remind you, I actually paid more for shipping, and because I did mistake, the dimensions of the item, the weight was incorrect when I listed it. So, uh, what he paid versus what I paid for shipping was more. So, mistake was mine in both cases, paying more shipping or not paying attention to the listing, how many quantities it was saying. So I corrected it. I got a positive feedback. The guy was happy that there's a reasonable seller, and that's what you want to do. So that's literally the way to do business. And of course, in Facebook Marketplace, you you get the people like that too. I've had multiple instances where somebody will buy few panels or batteries, and then they will buy more and more, kind of like repeat business. And I mean, some of the people just don't want to give you all their money or purchase all the item because they want to see what kind of person you are and what kind of product you're selling, which is fine with me. um, I I tell them that if there's an issue, let me know. If there is a issue with the product I'm selling, I will stand behind it because I want you to buy more from me, and I won't be able to do that if I try to uh, lie to you or try to mislead you, or pretend that I have something that my I don't. I mean, the product has to live up to your expectation, uh, and that's why I make sure that I only get stuff that I like. I mean, I don't try to sell stuff that I don't trust myself. So if I have a good product that I find, and then I, like solar panel, for example, I ordered for myself. I ordered more than I needed, and I had extra, and I sold them. And that's how I've been getting more and more of those panels, and I'm selling them. So that's good. Uh, Things like that, like when you find a good deal and you think it's a good deal, of course you can't use all of that. So when you have extra, you just sell that. And that's what I did. And it turned out to be a business. And so, you know, that's how it is, and that's how you grow. I mean, whatever it is, I mean, if it's computers, if it's video cards, solar panels, batteries, um, I mean, any product, you just have to stand behind it as a business. It doesn't matter. And I do have another story that I was really surprised that such a big company did that to me, especially when I worked for it in the past. I used to work for Intel, as people might already know, and the last year I had was 2002, and I worked over there, and I ran into uh, purchase that I purchased online. It was not an expensive processor. It was a Intel i9 9900K. At that time, it was like their top of the line processor. It was a $500 processor, and I bought it off eBay. And I didn't think anything issue with buying it on eBay. That it was a newer processor. Some guy bought it and he's selling it anyway, so I bought it. And there was some issue anyway with the product, and it was never posting. So I basically told eBay, and eBay said ship it back to the seller, and I did. And he refused to accept the item. So he never took a receipt of it, and he was thinking by refusing to take that processor that he dumped on me that had a posting issue, he wouldn't have to refund me the money. Anyway, eBay took my side, gave me money back, but later on, eventually, I think a week or two later, I got that processor back. And I have this bad processor that doesn't post, which is fairly new. Intel made it, of course, had the serial number, everything like that. So I said, well, let's see if Intel will replace it with a better one. So, I got my money back already on it, and it was just sitting in a case. And I was like saying, it doesn't hurt to tell Intel that I have your processor with the defect on it and it's not working. Would you replace it for me? Anyway, after all the information and all the stuff, Intel required, they asked me for receipt. And I said, well, I bought it off eBay. And as soon as they heard that, they said, oh, we don't cover if you purchase used, which makes no sense. I mean, as long as I don't abuse their product, I'm purchasing an Intel processor with genuine Intel processor with the serial number within their limited warranty. I wasn't asking for the money. I was asking for the replacement. They should have just given me the replacement and learned what happened to the processor when I returned it. And I told them I used to work for you guys, and the customer service guy tried to reach out to his managers, and eventually they said no, we can't do anything. So they just flat out rejected my claim, which is kind of disappointing. Even though mean, uh, I didn't lose anything on it because it was just uh, processor that I already got my money back on, but it's how they handle it, which was really strange. Such a big company, and they were like penny pinching on the warranty on their flagship processor, which makes no sense. Anyway, so there goes the big company versus small company. It doesn't matter what size you are. If you don't treat your customers right, people are gonna remember that. And there's a lot of remorse against Intel because of that reason, and a lot of people who have been mistreated by such a big company, including the employees that literally will never work for them again or will never deal with them again. So the uh, now continuing on to that, I bought a used bottle, not the can opener. Cruisant was a nicer unit, and I bought that used. So I didn't expect much, but the lever that you press to open a can, this is a electric powered one, so the lever broke, and I was saying, okay, I bought a used. Now I didn't pay much for it, but it was an expensive unit, so I was looking for the replacement lever so I can fix that. And I found it's hard to find item, and I was like looking, and then I think I went to manufacturer website, and I told them that I need that. And she asked me some information, I believe the serial number, and I gave her that. She didn't ask me for a receipt or anything like that. And then she said, I asked how much it will cost, and she said, no, you don't have to pay for it, it's free. I said, what do you mean? She said, no, it's covered, you're covered. I said, okay, how much is for shipping? And she said, nope, you don't have to pay for shipping either. Now, this is a small kitchen appliance that I bought used, and I was willing to pay for it because I understood, uh, I mean, the part costs money. but they didn't charge me anything. I was very happy. Now I realize why people pay so much more money for certain appliances versus not. Some manufacturer will stand behind their product very well, and that's what it uh, important to people. So anyway, so this is my experience, and I just shared it. I hope it wasn't too long, but this is just tells you, uh, how to deal with businesses and who to go to if you have any issues. Don't go to businesses where they don't treat you right. Okay, bye.